welcome to the Winning Post. I'm your host and guide Mohit Lalvani, and here at the Singapore Turf Club, while the embers of the Dubai World Cup have cooled, we take a look at one of their gallant champions who was honourable in defeat. Here's a look at the entire race day in full. The last weekend of March is the traditional meeting of the worlds. Well, the racing world at least has remained poles apart, and rarely are the champions willing to cross the equator. The Dubai World Cup may be considered as the race meet that creates arguably the best bridge for now, and often the richest horse race in the world attracts some of the very best from both hemispheres. The races on the undercard are also laced with multi-million-dollar group races. The two sprints that adorn the card are the Group 3 Alcos and the Group 1 Golden Shaheen. The Alcos, over a straight 5-furlong trip, often becomes a blinding test of early speed, and while early speed is a determining factor, speed at the all-important end of the race is just as determining, as was demonstrated by Australian challenger Hortensia, who was content to follow the early burn.
Gates fly, and they're racing in the Elgoz sprint. Monsieur Joe from the inside, one of the first away. Addictive Dream and Joy and Fun didn't begin all that quickly. Margot did on the grandstand side, and Secret Asset came out fast with Soul Power tagging them. Regularly Ready going fast with Addictive Dream, and they are vying for the early lead. Monsieur Joe goes up to join them, followed by Joy and Fun, and then Nocturnal Affair, Asian Virgo and War Artist. Prohibit behind the pace, followed further back by Invincible Ash, and then came Soul Power. Well back is Better Be the One, and Hortensia's at the tail of the field as they race onto the course proper, past the 400 metres mark. Monsieur Joe joined by August Rush, Soul Power coming down the outside, and Joy and Fun on the inside. They're all across the track. Soul Power on the outside. Hortensia's flashing home. Hortensia coming from last. Hortensia's won the Elgoz sprint. Hortensia has got up to beat Joy and Fun and Soul Power in a photo for the minor money.
With most of the runners in the line as they approached the final 2 furlong, it looked like Joy and Fun and Soul Power were going to be the first two home. Hortensia, who always travelled on the bit, although in last, demonstrated a blinding turn of foot in the last 100 metres to swoop down on the wall in front of her. Hortensia was saddled by Missara, ridden by Craig Williams, and the trophy was collected by owners Fraser and Ridley. Hortensia, as a daughter of Testarossa, is the son of Perugino from the same family of Al Nasser Al Washiq and Sadler's Wells. She is out of a fast Australian family and has a dosage profile of 2, 3, 3, 0 and 0 with a dosage index of 4.33. Hortensia has won 11 races for earnings of over $2 million across Australia, USA and Hong Kong. The second sprint event of the night was the Group 1 Golden Shaheen over 1200 metres on the Tapita track. The favourite Rocket Man from Singapore was working well in the morning at Meydan and was back to defend his title. But from barrier number 1, he'd have to try and stay away from a possible early speed duel. Sepoy in the Godolphin Silks had won 10 of 12 races in Australia, and even though all his victories were on ground with some relief, he was expected to put up a big first up on this surface. Lucky 9 had lowered Rocket Man's colours in Hong Kong, and even though the Singaporean galloper was not on his game on that occasion, he would run late at Rocket Man and run big. Bob Baffert was back at the track from his stint in hospital from a heart attack earlier in the week and was looking to find the X factor from his charge, the Factor. With the starter ready to send them away, all eyes were on how Felix Coetzee would handle Rocket Man from the inside gate of 1.
Off news.
Racing in the Dubai Golden Shaheen, and Rocket Man from the inside won the start by 3/4 of a length. Giant Ryan left very quickly. Sepoy began well, and so did Krypton Factor. In Exile out wide is rushing forward. Happy to buy on the fence behind the pace, followed by Soul, Hitchens, Rush and Rock. Further back is out deep on the track, Lucky 9. The Factor is second last, and Iverbridge Lad a half length away at the tail of the field. First quarter, a scorching 23.8 as Rocket Man brings them past the 600 metres mark. Rocket Man is the leader, only narrowly coming under the turn. He's being pressured by Giant Ryan. In Exile's a length away, running third. Happy to buy behind them from Krypton Factor. Then Hitchens, Soul, Sepoy both under pressure from Rush and Rock, and Lucky 9 to the outside. Rocket Man's in front, coming to the 250. Krypton Factor comes after Rocket Man. They're clear of Lucky 9 and Hitchens. Krypton Factor alongside Rocket Man. 100 metres left to go. Krypton Factor takes the lead, forges clear of Rocket Man and Lucky 9, and there's number 1 for Bahrain at the World Cup meeting. Krypton Factor has beaten Rocket Man and Lucky 9.
The early pace proved to be the undoing of Rocket Man's bid to win back-to-back Golden Shaheens. While Kuwaitsi committed the favourite to lead in order to stay out of trouble, he was challenged on the pace and could not sustain a gallant run up the straight. Krypton Factor was always tracking the favourite, and it was Kieran Fallon's years of experience of pace that saw the winner storm home inside the last furlong. For Rocket Man, the Singaporean champion has in fact run first or second in the last 3 Golden Shaheens and will target the KrisFlyer Sprint next. The winner, Krypton Factor, will take him on in Singapore and has set up the racing world to witness a great rematch. Kieran Fallon rode Krypton Factor to victory, and the winner was saddled and owned by Fauzi Nas. Krypton Factor is a son of Kilachi by Pivotal. Pivotal is bipolar Falcon, who is also Krypton Factor's brood messiah. Krypton Factor has a dosage profile of 10700 and a dosage index of 1.29. He has won 8 career starts. Well, it's time for a short break here on the Fly Kingfisher Winning Post. Rocket Man, of course, will be seen in action at the KrisFlyer Sprint later on in May, and we'll bring you all that action right here. We'll come right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Fly Kingfisher Winning Post. Moving right along, we are watching the Dubai World Cup. Let's catch up with the action. The Group 2 UAE Derby was set up to create a lead-up in the Godolphin State for the elusive Kentucky Derby. While over the years this has not happened, this revival saw the emergence of a genuine contender from Aidan O'Brien's contingent. While most believed that it would be Road, who was ridden by Ryan Moore, Colm O'Donoghue had other ideas on Daddy Longlegs.
Philly, the Oaks winner. Gates open, they're racing in the UAE Derby, and Falls of Laura slow to begin, and Mick Darm didn't come out all that quickly. Helmet flew out of the machine and goes looking for the lead. Daddy Longlegs butt goes underneath him and will try and hold him deep going into the first turn. Rote goes up to third, Maritimer fourth. Barano on the rail, Rote behind the leading pair, looking for a gap. Red Duke comes to the outside, then Yangtze Kayang and Mick Dam sticks to the fence. Helmet headed by Daddy Longlegs in the straight, past the 300. Daddy Longlegs went to the front. His stable companion Rote comes after him. Yangtze Kayang's running on down the centre of the track. Daddy's in front, Rote trying to reach him. Yangtze coming at the pair. Yangtze Kayang after Daddy Longlegs, but Daddy Longlegs found more. He's in front and he's won the Derby. Daddy Longlegs beat Yangtze Kayang. Rote third, Mick Darm fourth, and then Red Duke, followed by Ballada's Sail and Lucky Chappie.
Colm O'Donoghue slipped the field at the top of the straight, and for the first 200 metres thereafter, it was only his stablemate Rote who went in chase of him. Yangtze Kayang ran on late to steal second place from Rote, who began to fade. Daddy Longlegs stretched out nicely to hold off the Japanese runner and looks to be a nice 3-year-old for this year. This was Aidan O'Brien's first ever winner on World Cup night. Winner Daddy Longlegs is owned by Smith, Tabor and Magnier and looks set to travel to Kentucky for the 2012 Derby. The fact that Daddy Longlegs is an American-bred son of Scat Daddy will only add to his credentials at Louisville. His dosage profile is 11-1, 3, and 0, and his dosage index is 3.0, well suited for the range that Kentucky Derby winners have had over the years. In fact, since 1875, only 4 winners have had dosage indices higher than 4.0. Earlier in the evening, Godolphin, who normally come to the races with a particularly strong hand, sent off African Story to the start of the Godolphin Mile. This was to be the start of what was to be a memorable night for the famous Blue Silks.
Racing in the Godolphin Mile, and the starter caught them at a great line. Viscount Nelson, Shamelgan and Richard's Kid dropped back shortly after the break. Red Jazz came out brilliantly as the early leader. Snarfy going forward, so is Do It All. African Story, the favourite, settles a length off the pace on the inside of Duck Scholar, and First City pushing through in the middle. Bounces on the leader, Snarfy on the outside, Harthek joining in. They're a length and a half clear of First City and then Sandagur, but Frankie took African Story to the front. He bounded 2 lengths clear of Red Jazz, then Harthek First City, Viscount Nelson starting to power down the centre. African Story's in front with 50 metres left to go. Viscount Nelson runs to second, but the Godolphin mile belongs yet again to Godolphin. African Story an easy winner from Viscount Nelson.
African Story looked like the winner at every stage of the race and stretched away nicely to win this Group 2 contest. He looked well balanced and seems to have matured into a very nice horse, clocking a time of 1 minute 37.52 seconds for his 4-length victory. He will be shipped back to Europe for the rest of the year for now. For Godolphin and Sheikh Mohammed, this began a night that would bring them great success. Frankie Dettori rode African Story, becoming the champion jockey for the Carnival this year, and the winner was trained by Saeed bin Surur. The winner is a son of Pivotal out of a Gone West mare. This Polo Falcon and Mr. Prospector Nick has on more than one occasion provided for a high-quality racehorse. With 5 career victories, African Story has a dosage profile of 5, 3, 10, 0 and 0 and a dosage index of 2.6. So it's time for a short break here on the Winning Post. When we come back, it's time for the big one, the Dubai World Cup. Don't go anywhere, we'll bring that to you in just a moment. Welcome back to the Winning Post, moving right along with all the action from the Dubai World Cup at Meydan. Let's move right along, climaxing with the Dubai World Cup. It is a fact commonly known that the highest rated horse in the world is Frankel. The Group 1 Dubai Duty Free over 1800 meters didn't have the champion, but it did have a horse that races in the same silks of Prince Khalid Abdullah of Saudi Arabia. It also had a strong Godolphin contingent which included Delegator, City Style and Rio de la Plata. This was a performance in a very strong field that made the racing world sit up and take notice.
They're racing in the Dubai Duty Free, and Presvis came out very sluggishly. He's already 8 lengths behind the bulk of the field. Cityscape, one of the first away. Ambitious Dragon and Await the Dawn began well. Mousseur is amongst the leading group as they settle fully into stride, and so is Rio de la Plata, followed by Mudahadi, Dark Shadow, Green Destiny. Then came Delegator on the inside of City Style. Cityscape has gone to the lead, flattening for the run of the judge. Cityscape in front by a length and a half over Mousseur. Rio de la Plata third, then Ambitious Dragon. Green Destiny on the inside. Dark Shadow and Mudahadi deeper out, but Cityscape had bounded away past the 300. He's 4 lengths in front of Mousseur. Ambitious Dragon, Mudahadi, City Style on the outside, but Cityscape is giving them something to catch past the 100 metres mark. Mudahadi's run to second. City Style is third, but Cityscape, a big winner. Cityscape wins the Dubai Duty Free from Mudahadi and City Style.
James Doyle alerted Cityscape even before the field turned for home and began to stretch away from his rivals. This was clearly the most impressive winner of the night so far, and it seems that James Doyle may not have realized how far ahead of the field he was, making liberal use of the whalebone once too often. The winner has come right after his breakdown in the 2000 guineas and is clearly en route to realizing his potential. For Khalid Abdullah, the owner, this victory provides him with a horse who can travel while Frankel stays put in the UK. With Frankel targeted to make his reappearance in the UK in the Lockinge, it's likely that Cityscape will stay in Asia for a possible tilt at the Group 1 SIA Cup in May. Cityscape was saddled by Roger Charlton, who was on hand to accept the trophy. Cityscape is a son of Selkirk out of a Distant View mare. He has already won 6 times and has career earnings in excess of $4 million. He has a dosage profile of 92900 and an index of 3.44, suggestive of speed and of the possible theory that a mile to a mile and a quarter would be his ideal range of distance. The Group 1 Dubai Shima Classic was next. To be run over the classic distance of 1.5 miles, it looked like the strongest hand belonged to Aidan O'Brien, with both Treasure Beach and St. Nicholas Abbey as part of the lineup. It was, however, the British Champion Stakes hero Cirrus de Aigle who proved that the victory in October was no fluke.
They're racing in the Dubai Shima Classic, and Shimran and Jackal-Berry both came out very awkwardly and dropped back to the tail of the field. Bolsilvano won the start and was the early leader. Mahbuba, Treasure Beach and Beaten Up all go forward. Songcraft settles on the fence just behind the pace, and then Further back came Beaten Up, followed by Treasure Beach. Cavalryman sneaking up on the rail. A length to Jackleberry, and Shimran is 2 lengths away at the tail of the field. Bold Silvano takes them past the 2,000 metres mark. First 427.2, and Bold Silvano leads by 3/4 of a length. Cirrus de Zagler moved up to be second. Songcraft a length away running third, a half to Treasure Beach. Another length to Beaten Up, who tucks in on the fence on the inside of Mahbuba. 1.5 lengths away is St Nicholas Abbey, followed by Jackleberry. Then came Cavalryman with the red cap. He's second last on the rail, and Shimran whipped them in as they travel down the back. 800 metres in 53.4. Little change in the order. Bold Silvano and Christophe Simeon make play. They lead by a half length. Cirrus de Zagler running second. Songcraft a length away third. And Treasure Beach is fourth on the outside. Another length away Beaten Up, who might be just tugging for a little more rain as they pass the 1,200 metres pole. Mahbuba the fillies a half length away on the outside. St Nicholas Abbey on the fence on the inside of Jackleberry. Then Cavalryman, and Shimran is still last with short of 1,000 metres left to travel. They left 1,200 behind in 118.6. Cirrus de Zagler now moves up on the outside to tackle Bold Silvano, and Cirrus de Zagler ran a neck in front of Bold Silvano, who's holding the fence. Treasure Beach is third. Songcraft fourth. He'll need an out. Beaten Up's off the rail now. Mahbuba's deeper out. St Nicholas Abbey sticks to the fence, then Jackleberry. Cavalryman and Shimran is last. A packed field as they come around the bend. 500 to go. Cirrus de Zagler moved up and took the lead from Bold Silvano. Treasure Beach is there to tackle on the outside. Beaten Up's a length and a half away. St Nicholas Abbey behind them. Then Songcraft, Mahbuba on the outside. Cirrus de Zagler led with 200 metres left to go. Nicholas Abbey into the clear. Comes after Cirrus de Zagler. Treasure Beach is third. Cirrus de Zagler in front. St Nicholas Abbey's going to him. The poster's looming up. Cirrus de Zagler hangs on and wins. Cirrus de Zagler has beaten Nicholas Abbey. Third's a photo, Jackleberry or Treasure Beach.
Cirrus de Zagler sat up on the lead in contrast to the British Champion Stakes, where he was produced from off the pace. Running on strongly to the line, Cirrus de Zagler was able to hold off a fast-closing St Nicholas Abbey, who had Joseph Bryan on board, possibly leaving his move a few yards too late. Jackleberry ran on late to finish into third, while the Irish Derby winner Treasure Beach was fourth. The winning time was 2 minutes 31.3 seconds. The presentation ceremony had Dupuy and Neal, the owners, join Barbet, the trainer, on the podium. Cirrus de Zagler was ridden by Olivier Pellier. Cirrus de Zagler is a son of Eventop out of Tail de Guip. Eventop is by Topanora, and the mare is by Septim Ciel. Finally, the horses enter the parade ring for the richest race in the world. Godolphin once again had a strong hand of 4 runners here, including Michael Barcelona's Mount Monterosa, who had run third in this race last year, and Capone, ridden by Ahmed Achtabi. Aidan O'Brien saddled the talented So You Think, while the Japanese sent out 2 of their best, including Transcend, last year's runner-up in this very race. Planteur from France had been helped through his classic career by Samuel Farget and was in with a shot, while there was plenty of buzz surrounding Bob Baffert's charge game on Dude, who had the first ever woman rider in the World Cup, Chantal Sutherland. With just a few minutes distancing the runners from the $10 million purse, the starter sat them away.
1 or 2 others on the move. Gates fly. They're racing in the Dubai World Cup. Master of Hounds from the inside, and So You Think began quickly. Royal Delta fast away. Transcend is hard ridden. Capone on the outside, and then Zazu, Prince Bishop, and Monterosso, followed by Asian Flash. Game on Dude taken back in the field. A length away Planteur, Smart Falcon, and Mendip had dropped out to the rear as they make the turn out of the straight and go to the back with Transcend. Last year's second, working hard to get to the lead again. Capone straight up to be second, and So You Think will drop into third on the rail. Royal Delta 3/4 of a length away fourth, and Monterosso is fifth and out 3 wide as they leave the first quarter behind in 25.7. Master of Hounds midfield. Game on Dudes on the move. Out wide and allowed to stride. Then Zazu, red jacket, white cap. Planteur is 3 deep. A length and a half to Asian Flash on the inside of Mendip. Prince Bishop 3 wide is second last, and Smart Falcon, who's 2 lengths away at the tail of the field. Transcend has to work. 800 metres in 49.9. There's no loafing. There's no room for squibs. Capone's moved up 3 deep. Out of the back, and Capone takes the lead. So You Think has the rail. Transcend in the middle. Game on Dudat wide, continuing to improve. Then Monterosso, Master of Hounds, Planteur, followed by Zazu, Royal Delta, Prince Bishop, Asian Flash and Smart Falcon is the last to swing. Capone leads for home. There's room for So You Think on the rail. Monterosso third, and they broke away from Planteur. Monterosso goes up to Capone, 250 metres out. Monterosso takes the lead from Capone. Planteur's running on, but Monterosso's broken clear in the cup. 100 metres left to go. Monterosso driven out is clear of Capone. Planteur and So You Think. McHale does it again because Monterosso's won the cup. Monterosso has beaten Capone, Planteur and So You Think.
In a battle royal up the straight by the 2 Godolphin horses, it was Monterosso who travelled best into the last 100 yards, finally winning by 3 lengths from Capone. Planteur ran on to finish third, while So You Think was fourth. The Japanese runner-up from last year was possibly used up in the early part of the race and finished at the back. For Sheikh Mohammed, there could not have been a better result than a 1-2 for the Blue Silks. Mikel Barcelona, who is turning into a sensation, has added this victory to his Epsom Derby winning performance in less than 12 months, and his standing up in the saddle at the post has already become more famous than Frankie's flying dismount. The winner was trained by Mohamed Zarouni. Monterosso has a very fashionable pedigree and is a son of Dubawi. Dubawi is a son of Dubai Millennium who won this very same race for Sheikh Mohammed and who then tragically died, even as reported that a grief-stricken Sheikh Mohammed cradled his champion's head on his lap. Monterosso's mother won the Group 1 STC Coolmore Classic in Australia and is a granddaughter of the great Sadler's Wells. Monterosso has a dosage profile of 4.0521 and a dosage index of 1.18. With 7 victories from 15 starts, Monterosso has earned close to $10 million. It truly was a great Dubai World Cup with drama, tears, joy, and a promise by all to return yet again in 2013. Well, and truly a top day for Godolphin and Sheikh Mohammed. That's all we have on this episode of the Fly Kingfisher Winning Post. When we come back next week, we'll bring you lots more. Till then, thanks for joining me, and as always, may the horse be with you.
The Fly Kingfisher Winning Post is powered by the Serum Institute of India and Hidco Industries.